Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're doing a £5 meal challenge and we're going to make the curry Chicken Korma. Paige really likes this curry, so she's going to help me make that today. We're doing this in collaboration with Mummy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles, and I will leave the playlist down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like videos like this. Okay, so we went to Lidl's to get our shop in today. That's where I do my main shop, so I'll show you what we got. We got a 410 gram pack of diced chicken breast. We got naan bread, 2 plain naans. We got 1 pack of the microwavable rice. I am terrible at cooking rice, so I use the microwave basmati rice. That's from there. That's only 42p as well, and it's really easy to make. I have already got one in the cupboard, so that's why I've only bought the one already. And we got natural yogurt. It is burst. And also double cream.
Cream.
That goes in at the end. And that in total cost £4.47. Dead focus. £4.47 for those 5 things. Everything else that I have got in the that we need for the recipe, I've got in the cupboard, like the spices. I've got onions. So that's all that we needed to buy in for this. So it was under the £5. Even if we include the other pack of rice that I've got in the cupboard, it was 42 pence. It would still be under the £5, so quite happy with that. So I have the recipe in my cooking book.
Wherever it is.
Here we go. The chicken korma. So this is what I'm basing it on. It's a hairy biker's recipe. So I will leave that a link for that down below if anyone would like to make it. I will say that I don't use fresh root ginger and I don't use a bay leaf as well. I do use, I think, the rest of it though. So what we've got to do first of all is we've got to start by marinating the chicken. So we'll show you how to do that now, and then we'll come back later to do the rest. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up the chicken breast into smaller pieces. So that's the chicken all diced up. I'm just going to go and wash my hands. Okay, so it says now to put in pepper. Do you want to do the pepper? Just give a sprinkling. A little bit more. A little bit of pepper in there. And now we need to put in the natural yogurt. So I just like to pour it in. It does say to put 25 grams of natural yogurt in, but we just pop it in. No, not all. Just a bit. Put some in. And then we'll stir that up. Okay, that's us. Right, so it says to cover with cling film with, if I can get it open. There we go. Cover with cling film for at least 30 minutes, but ideally 2 to 6 hours. So we have got 4. So, or less than 4 by the time we actually cook it. So, there we go. It helps marinate the chicken and the yogurt. So our next stage is to put all the spices, and I use a mortar and pestle to crush up the cardamom seeds and that. So I will measure them all out and put them in here. here I have got the seeds from 12 cardamom pods, a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of turmeric and a quarter teaspoon of hot chili powder. So Paige is going to mix it up while I cut the onions. Is it? So Paige has ground up our spices and is ready for going in the pan. There she is. And we have got 2 large onions chopped in there, and also a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of ginger, ground ginger in there. So we're just waiting for that to cook and soften the onions. Okay, so the next stage is to add the flour, saffron, sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. So we'll do that just now. So the saffron that I use is from Tesco, and I think it's like £2 something, so I suppose if I had to buy this by itself then it would take me over the budget, but I've used this for several curries now and it's still got quite a lot in it. I think this is their fourth curry that I've used it for, so it does go a long way. And it's just a pinch that you need. So that is our onions softened now, so we're going to add the contents from the mortar and pestle into here. So the next thing to add is our sugar, flour, saffron mix. We'll stir that in. And to also add slowly this water. So Paige, can you help? You want to add the water?
Okay. Tell me when.
Just add slow little bits. Okay, so we're going to let this come to a simmer and then we're going to cover it and leave it for 10 minutes. So now that that's been cooking for about 10 minutes, simmering with the cover on, I'm going to let it cool for 5 minutes before blending it. So the last thing to do is just to blend it. I just have an ordinary cheap hand blender that I got from Tesco, and I think it was less than a fiver. So I'm going to blend it until it's smooth. That's about as smooth as I like it. So we've got our chicken out the fridge. It's been marinated now for 4.5 hours. It's 4:30. So we're going to fry it in the frying pan and add the rest of the sauce. Paige is the official chicken cooker, so she will take over. The recipe does say to just add the chicken to the sauce, but I like to do this a little bit just to make sure that it's properly cooked through, just to fry it off a bit. So there you go. So Paige has been stirring it for a while and the chicken's now cooked, so we're going to add it to our sauce. It's gone quiet. I'll let that cook for 10 minutes covered. Just give it a little stir. There we go. I forgot to add the cream. So we've got our double cream and we need 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3. So we'll leave that aside because we might have it for a pudding one night. And then we stir that in and it gives it more of a korma colour. Can you smell that? It's a shame that people can't smell this because it smells lovely.
And taste it.
And it's, yeah, and taste it.
If you follow the instructions, what probably they might
Yeah,
taste it.
yeah, someone might make it. Right, so we'll cover that up now and simmer it for 10 minutes and should be ready then. I've also got the naan bread ready to be put into the oven. It only takes 4 minutes to cook, just spray a little bit of water on it. And with the rice, it only takes 2 minutes and you just tear open the side a little bit and put it in the microwave. So that's all ready to go once our curry is cooked. Okay, so once it's been in for about 10 minutes, it should look like this. I'm ready to plate it up. I've got the naan in the oven, it should be nearly ready, and that's the rice in the microwave. So I'm just going to plate this up now. That's it all plated up and served for 3 people. My husband's joining us, but my son does not like curry, so he had a pizza. So that's us ready to eat. Just wanted to come on and show that there is 2 empty plates. Paige did really well with hers. She really enjoyed it, didn't you? It was really, really tasty. There is plenty enough here for 4 people. As I said, Michael doesn't like curry, so we just shared it out between the 3, but there's plenty there for 4. So now I've got to get the dishes done, put these away. And I don't know what she's doing. So as I said, if you like this videos, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button below. I'll link the playlist, as I said, down below for all the rest of the videos. That is one way to finish a video page. Thank you very much. So see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.